Hello, I'm Johnny Science, and I am not a drag queen. I am not a drag king. I'm just a regular guy who does special effects makeup on women to make them look like men. I coined the phrase drag king many years ago, and I'm still pursuing my drag king makeup on many different adventurous women here in New York City. On tonight's show, we're going to be showing you some clips of people's reactions to Annie Sprinkle's new one-woman show that just opened at PS 122. And it's a great show. We're going to be talking about that. We're also going to be showing some clips of my scrapbook of various things that I've been doing over the many years that I've been doing this drag king makeup on women. Also on future shows, we're going to be presenting some music from the downtown music scene. We're going to be showing Simon and the Bar Sinisters, a great rock band, great guy, really talented. We're also going to be showing Deviant Behavior. They're a young, very energetic young band. We're going to be showing you some of that and other music as well. So stay tuned. I hope you enjoy the show. Here comes that show. Okay, so Annie Sprinkle has a new one-woman show at PS 122. It's pretty much the story of her life as told through the many films that she's made, from her early days as a young woman of 17 right up to the present. It is funny, it's entertaining, it's very informative, very educational, it's sexy, it's fun, and sometimes it's even touching, as in moving. So you should check it out as soon as possible because it only runs till November 1st. So you can call PS 122 at 212-477-5288 for info. So now I'm going to show you some quick clips of some of the many luminaries who were there to see the show, reacting to the show. And I do apologize in advance for any audio or video technical difficulties, but I think the enthusiasm comes through.
said it really well. Yeah, it was just so nice to like look at the whole history, and then here in the present, what her feelings about what her history was, and sort of how she's really evolved through her work, and just, I mean, I'm a sexuality educator, so she was like a huge influence. So
Really?
it was really,
Wow. Excellent.
the best kind.
Cool. Thank you.
Well, let me serve you your food. My Bible boys who want to be girls.
You don't have to be a boy who wants to be a girl to appreciate my dear, darling, sexy friend, Annie Sprinkle. She is quite simply one of the great performance artists of all time. She is at PS 122 right now with a show called Her Street of Porn, Real to Real. You should pop down there in high heels or your Dr. Martens or whatever you're doing on your Tootsie Fruit day and see a great show from one of the great artists. Very educational.
This is Craig Russell. I wanted to say I love you to Annie Sprinkle, my cyber goddess of sex, my longtime companion and friend for over 10 years, inspiration, cohort, and just loving friend. And I just wish her all the best in her long run.
Absolutely. Super. Thank you.
About all that stuff. And now you're much more, you talk about the negative, but you're much more upbeat and campy and funny about it. I was shocked.
Say it again.
I loved Annie's show tonight. She came through as always, the trooper. I'm 70 years old, and
All
you
right.
gotta come on and give it to me.
Tell him.
Who was the original?
There you go. Miss DD.
I'm taping to give Annie a plug on cable. Would you like to give a reaction to the show?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here, we're rolling.
You got this show.
Oh, shit.
She is genius. Sheer sexual genius. That's all I gotta say. That's it.
Excellent. Thank you.
I just came from seeing Annie's show, and it is quite something. It's full of surprises. I think she really opens up her heart. It's also a lot of fun. It's got a lot of very upbeat, campy moments, which surprised me, and it's just great. It's very, very entertaining, and you should all come see it. It's pretty wild.
And now we're going to have something ourselves.
Bye.
Tell me about your show, Annie.
Well, here we are at PS 122, and the show is over. I got some beautiful flowers. People seem to really like it. It's called Annie Sprinkle's History of Porn, Real to Real, and it's a film diary of 25 years since making sex films, and it's a kind of play. And it's rather funny and quite educational and hopefully good theater. Hi, Carson. You can come by. So
So, tickets are selling very quickly, so if you want to come to the show, please get them right away. And if there are any F to M's watching, please come. I love F to M's. And
You'll give them the personal welcome.
I will give you a personal welcome.
Excellent. Thank you.
Okay, so that was some Annie Sprinkle video, and you should definitely go and check out the show. It's truly wonderful. Give PS 122 a call. So next I'm going to be showing you a 2.5-minute clip, a biographical piece about Les Nichols. Now, I made a film with Annie Sprinkle. We co-directed a film. It was a documentary of Annie's affair with Les. And when that movie came out, we did a lot of television promotion, and Les appeared on a bunch of different television shows. And when we went on Sally Jesse, they wanted a short biographical excerpt from the film. So this is what we did.
I was born Linda Helen. Being a woman was a very negative experience for me, and I suffered a lot of abuse. I hated men. I've always loved women. I was a radical lesbian separatist. Now that I'm a man, I get respect. I can identify and sympathize with my fellow man. But I feel a lot like a spy, because my sentiments are still with women. After 12 operations that cost over $50,000, I have male genitalia, but I kept my female genitalia. So now I have the best of both worlds.
Well, now that I have become a man, yes, I am so strong and sexy. But I'm a woman caring too. Baby, no, it's true. Because I got the best of both worlds. Whoa. So I'm one up on you. I'm one up on you. Oh, yeah. I was born under a wild sign. I grew up on the dark side of life.
I was born Linda Helen. Being a woman was a very negative experience for me, and I suffered a lot of abuse. I hated men. I've always loved women. I was a radical lesbian separatist. Now that I'm a man, I get respect. I can identify and sympathize with my fellow man. But I feel a lot like a spy, because my sentiments are still with women. After 12 operations that cost over $50,000, I have male genitalia, but I kept my female genitalia. So now I have the best of both worlds.
Well, now that I have become a man, yes, I am so strong and sexy. Oh, but I'm warm and caring too. Baby, no, it's true. Because I've got the best of both worlds. Whoa. So I want upon you. I want upon you.
Hi there, I'm Johnny Science, and I am not a drag king. I'm a makeup artist here in New York City, and my specialty is doing drag king makeup. And I'll explain that for you. It all started way back in the early 60s. I was 9 years old, and I invented a game called Spies. And the idea of this game was that I would take my friends and I would do theatrical makeup on them so that they would look older, like adults. And we would dress up in trench coats and, you know, hats and sunglasses, and we would pretend to be spies. But you see, I was doing it on my friends who were boys and girls, and I was making the girls look like guys. So over the years, as I got older, I continued to play this game, and it kind of developed into more than just secret agent type spying. The idea became that these girls were able to spy on the boys' life, and so it developed into quite a thing. And I started doing what I call the Drag King for a Day workshop. And that is where I would use my special effects makeup to make women look like men and to coach them, and I would teach them how to move and talk and walk and everything. We would dress them, and then they would go out and pass as men. Of course, you know, it was a pretty wild consciousness-raising experience, and I had a lot of fun with this. So I met my friend Annie Sprinkle many years ago, and in the late 80s, the early 90s, Annie started doing her transformation salon, and that's where she would do workshops of a transformational nature, like she did her Sluts and Goddesses workshop for women, and there were some others, and she asked me to do my Drag King for a Day workshop as part of her transformation salon. So I did. And she also was writing an article for Adam magazine about female-to-male cross-dressing. So she enlisted me to do makeup on her friend Diane Torr to make her look like a guy for that article. And that's how I met Diane, and we became very good friends, and we worked together for quite a few years. So I'm going to show you a picture of my friend Annie, and you're going to see her before and after, and that's coming up right now. Okay, this is Annie Sprinkle, and you'll see on the left side of the screen is Annie as a very femme, beautiful woman that she is, and on the right as Andy Sprinkle. Annie had a lot of trouble doing drag because she's so feminine and she's so into being a woman that it was hard for her to act like a guy, you know. In fact, you can't see it in the picture, but she actually still has red nail polish on, even though she's wearing a suit and tie. So she had a hard time divorcing herself from her femininity. Okay, this is a picture of Annie in her businessman drag, but she didn't really quite pull it off. Like I said, she was too feminine, really, but she looks good in this picture anyway. Now, this is the article that Annie wrote for Adam magazine, and that is Diane Torr in her very femme attire, and she was the model for the photographs for this article, and that's how we became friends. Okay, this is the top half of the flyer. the first flyer for the first Drag King for a Day workshop ever. We have a before and after picture of Annie and a nice little picture of Diane. And we did this in, when was it? Let's see, September of '91 was the first Drag King for a Day workshop in New York. So after we did the Drag King for a Day workshop a couple of times, we got one of the writers from the Village Voice came and did the workshop, and she wrote a really great article in the Voice. Okay, so here's a close-up. The woman on the right is the woman who wrote the article for the Voice. And as you can see, they look really good. They're out on the street. They went out and passed. And here's one of the other participants, looking very dapper. She was a dandy. So after the Voice article appeared, we had some other articles written about the workshop. My friend Veronica Vera wrote an article for Atom magazine called Drag King for a Day, where she took a whole bunch of pictures of one of the workshops, and there's some really great shots in this article. And here's some close-ups. There's Paco looking very hot on the left and the right, from the side and the back. And here's a close-up of the group shot that was at that workshop. There's Diane Torr, bunch of really cool people, and that's Annie sprinkled down in the bottom. We tried to give her a biker look this time, and that worked a bit better for her. Here's another great picture from that workshop, from that article. We have half a mustache here. And by the way, this woman did not shave her head for the workshop. She does keep her head shaved, or at least she did at the time. Who knows now, but this was quite a while ago. And here's another picture from that article. This is Annie on the right. And again, this is the biker look, which she was definitely able to pull off a lot better. She's looking good. Also in that article, Veronica Vera wrote about the Drag King Ball that we had, the first Drag King Ball. And this is a picture from that event. And that's me with Leslie Lowe. Now, Leslie Lowe was the first female Elvis impersonator. She was doing this act in the late 80s, okay? So she did it before anybody else did it. Leslie Lowe. She called herself the Pelvis, I think was what the name she used. And I've lost touch with Leslie Lowe, so Leslie, if you're out there, call me. I miss you. Now, here's a little snapshot of Annie, and it's got a little note from her saying, "Johnny, I just haven't been the same since I met you. Love, Annie." So I guess it proves that it is a truly consciousness-raising experience. So here's a group shot of one of the Drag King for a Day workshops. Actually, this one was up in Massachusetts at a college. I think these are all graduate professors at a women's college in Massachusetts. Over a period of about 5 years, I transformed literally hundreds of women, and these are just some of the pictures, some of the group shots and some of the close-ups that I'm going to show you now. So it was a lot of women had this experience. And here's another one of my all-time favorite shots. This is Christine Martin on the right, and her Drag King buddy, Paco. They were dressing up as a gay couple, and they looked really cool. Now, this is actually a picture from the workshop that was written up in The Voice. On the right there, that's the author of the article. Can't quite tell in this picture. I'll show you another one in a minute. Down in the lower left, Annie Sprinkle is in drag, and this was the third time we did drag on her. We put her in a bright red, low-cut evening gown, and we gave her a mustache and a little beard, and so she was passing as a drag queen. Passing as a drag queen. And here you can see in all of her glory, she was a drag king queen. And we went out to the Clit Club, and all these gay women were looking at her like, what's this drag queen doing in here? Little did they know it was Annie Sprinkle. Okay, so that's the show for tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you watch us every Friday at 10 p.m. on Channel 57. And make sure you get down to see Annie Sprinkle at PS 122 before November 1st, 1998. Stay tuned for our future shows with Simon and the Bar Sinisters and Deviant Behavior and other musical acts from downtown. We're going to have lots of drag kings coming up, so don't miss us. Call for free membership in the Drag King Club, 212-AKA-KING. That's K-I-N-G, 252-5464. Get in touch. Give us your comments.